can't concentrate when I'm yelling. Relax!
Make way, everybody! Hero, coming through! You better not let this whole saving the day thing go to your head, or I'm gonna regret my decision. Yeah, that's right. Bet you thought you'd be rid of me by now. Nope, I'm sticking around. Zavala convinced me. Can you believe it? We talked a lot about the clans I put together. He likes them. Thinks they'd be a good addition to the city, so here I am. Still feels crazy to me, but these days, what's not? The Traveler is alive. Old rules don't apply anymore. But hey, never really liked rules to begin with.
I never thought the Traveler would wake again. If the Traveler was testing me, I think I failed. Being wrong is a new experience for me. But now, I see that the mysteries of this universe are far deeper than I ever dreamed. In the Traveler's light, whole new worlds of possibility unfurl before us. For the first time in centuries, I have no idea what the future holds. Isn't it exciting?
What can I do you for, Hunter? Oh, hey. I used to think the Vanguard was a bad fit for a hunter, but I'm doing some good up here. Most folk just see Ikora's calm and collected side these days. You should have known her back in her Crucible days. Like that time Ikora and I... actually... yeah, she would kill me if I told you this one. Never mind. I guess what I'm trying to say is, just remember, Guardian, the Vanguard's behind you. Always. Ooh! Gave myself goosebumps.
How you like my new setup? Though sometimes I still look up and expect to see the old hangar. Ah, well. Ain't the first time I've had to start over. Forward momentum. It's a beautiful thing. Speaking of which, I hope you like this sparrow I made for you. What are you doing still talking to me? Go on, take it for a spin.
I helped build these walls, you know. I was proud of them. I still am. But walls don't just keep out our enemies. They keep us in. It can be easy to forget that. In this, the start of our new golden age, the city is anywhere and everywhere humanity sets foot. We will venture outward. We will dare to behold the unknown. We will walk upon new planets, and one day, in the light of distant stars, and Guardian, you will lead the way.
Having to live beyond the walls was terrible.
We can
I hope
change
I never have to
things,
do
I
it again.
don't.
Control, we have a lost child. Female, 6, red coat.
Send for Rock Jalal. I want a status report.
Hey there, Guardian. You just never quit, do you? Took out Gaul, woke up the Traveler, and now half of what I hear in the streets is how much you and your clan are making a difference. And that's why I started this whole clan thing in the first place. People are still waiting for the Vanguard to lead the way. It's time for a change, and Guardians like you are making it happen. No pressure. Evacuation?
Now that I can once again touch the light, I no longer fear my time coming to an end. My chronicle of this Red War can now truly begin. Perhaps you'll be in the dedication. Still, so many questions. How did you recover your light from something as dark as the Shard? Why were you the one chosen to bring the light back to the world? And why did the traveler wake from its slumber at all? But the question that consumes me, what if the traveler chose to be silent for all these centuries? And that silence was for a reason we've yet to discover. And now that it's awake, what happens next? After all, a light this bright will cast a long shadow.
Ah, hello. I expect Hawthorne's already razzed you about being the hero of the day. She made me damn proud back there. That shot to save Zavala. Couldn't have done it better myself. Fighting shoulder to shoulder with Guardians to take back our home. Well, that's what I call historic. But then, time marches on. It's a brave new world out there, and we'll meet it together. The last time someone did this much good on a continent, it was a different kind of war altogether. You've taught me that it's important to fight for all of our history. Turns out there's a whole world beyond the city walls. I thought I'd be heading back home when all of this was over. But now, perhaps 8 generations behind walls is plenty. Maybe, once we get to a 9th, we'll name it after you. One thing at a time. I was a bit worried when we lost contact. You wouldn't leave me alone out here, eh? Now, thanks to you, the Fallen won't be making any new enhanced ether, but it's not quite time for tea. They've brewed enough ether to have a whole pantry full of the stuff out there. The Fallen don't give up easily. We've made them even more desperate than usual. We might need to think outside the box a bit. Have any experience with that, do you?
Stop giving me that look. Sorry I couldn't be there when you finally took the fight to Gaul. We did our share of damage in the streets, though. I've never been so happy to get some new dents in my armor. Looks like you've got some new ones, too. Turning the tide of a war will do that. Red Legion should have the sense to get the hell out of the system. They're too stubborn to retreat, but they're on their heels. Let's give them a push. You know, I've fought on every battlefield in the system. Mars, Venus, the Hive Dreadnought, you name it, I've been there. I've never held a front so determined to fall, literally into the ocean. We've tracked a crew of Fallen to an auxiliary control center. They hit the wrong switch in there and we'll have water over our boots by morning. Go remind them who owns this rig. Dismissed.
Good to see you again, Guardian. I hear your fire team put on a hell of a show. That's the kind of ferocity I like to see in every Vanguard operation. Well done. Based on your fire team's outstanding performance in your last strike, I feel confident that we're ready to reactivate the Nightfall Strike Protocol. Nightfalls are high-risk, high-reward strikes. They're no scenic stroll through the wilderness. They are deadly. We lose Guardians on these missions. Good ones. I refuse to run my Nightfalls with anything but the strongest, most experienced people we've got. So naturally, I need you to assemble a team of the very best. Gather your fire team, Guardian.
You're not. Welcome back. I had Holiday look at the data you pulled. She says somewhere on this tub is a methane reactor, untouched since the Golden Age. The wave generators you restored cover our critical functions, but the more systems we bring online, the more power we need. If you can find that reactor, we'll finally be in the green. And maybe, just maybe, we can get a little rest. Guardian, thanks to you, our power shortages are just a bad memory. Between the wave generators and this reactor, we're seeing systems light up we didn't even know existed. You brought a little bit of the Golden Age back to life today, and hell, who knows what tomorrow will bring.
I'm fresh out of words to thank you for a job well done. Perhaps I should study some other languages. If not for you, the Fallen might have clawed their way back to our door in time. Instead, they're back to running scared. It's easy to think of them as just another enemy. but look a bit closer and their desperation's not too different from ours. That's enough philosophy for now. I'm just glad not to have glowing Fallen about the place while I try to sleep. So for that, cracking good job.
Welcome aboard, Captain. It is wonderful to see you again. Did you know I eavesdropped on your triumphant fight with Gaul?
I was worried he was gonna, atomize you.
But he did not. He did not atomize you at all. You atomized him.
Anyway.
Since you are already here, perhaps you will consider staying a while? Several hundred years would be acceptable. Captain, hello. Today I am thinking about death. As you know, I was unable to save my crew when we crashed on Nessus.
Kind of hard to help when you don't have a body.
Many of the crew and colonists died immediately, but I have wondered if some survived. Sometimes I think I hear my former captain's voice on the comms. That is highly improbable, because he should be dead.
So, wanna look into that for me?
Guardians have become legends since the early days of the Light. The Iron Lords, the noble, vigilant heroes who pulled humanity from the ash of the collapse. The Six Coyotes, the tireless, intrepid hunters who first mapped the uncharted wilds of our system. And the Thanatonauts, the tenacious, dauntless warlocks who sacrificed themselves over and over to discover the secrets of death. Your fire team's performance in the last Nightfall strike was exemplary. Someday, our best legends will be about you.
Captain, although I cannot really experience grief, I am simulating a close approximation.
'Cause, when you lose someone...
It is impossible to stop yourself from projecting possible worlds where they might still be alive. Thank you for your assistance, Captain. This expedition has given me a lot to process. I look forward to our next endeavor.
In my centuries of life, I have met many people who make their problems unnecessarily complicated. Indeed, I may be one of them. I did not realize it before studying your approach. Your methodology is crude, almost Cro-Magnon-like. Really, I don't know how you get anything done. However, I cannot argue its efficacy. Without you, I would be hopelessly behind in my research. I suppose, my dear assistant, what I'm trying to say is... leave until I have need of you again. Ah, my assistant. The so-called hero of the Red War. The celebrated restorer of light. I have always believed that Guardians squander the miracle of the light. Resurrection. They waste it on heroism when they could devote themselves to discovering the secrets of our universe. Despicable. However, your heroism has proven the ugliness of my prejudice. Studying you has been quite educational. Surprisingly, I still have much to learn. And much to do, while I still have time. You're late. The Pyramidion is the engine with which the Vex intended to convert Io into a machine world. There are warp gates inside which connect the Pyramidion to thousands of different places and realities. In your luxurious absence, the Taken entered it in search of said warp gates. I hypothesize that they seek to consume the Vex collective mind. Obviously, that must not happen. I lost my arm in the Pyramidion. I cannot begin to postulate what you will lose. Do not... When we first met, I presumed you were quite useless. I'm sure you understand why. But you have disproved my hypothesis. You succeeded where I failed. You entered the Pyramidion and returned unscathed. Of course, you did not go so deep as I. You did not reach the lake. The Vex never fail to leave their mark. The Taken will discover that in due time. And as for you, you warrant further observation.
You have completed the challenge of the Emperor. He is amused by your potential. You have greatness in your future, and perhaps someday. But that is not for I, a humble servant, to say. Embrace his name. All glory to the Emperor.
As long as the Traveler hangs above us, creatures hungry for its light will find us. This place is but a temporary refuge. Earth is dying. If humanity is to survive the dangers to come, we must leave this broken shell behind. Our future lies among the stars. Come with us, Guardian. Support Dead Orbit. Help us impress the consensus. Refit our ships, and save us all.
When Future War Cult predicted the Red War, no one believed. They laughed at us. They called me a zealot, a fool. But when the attack came, we were ready. We saved thousands. War is a constant. We know this. The question is, do we wait for it to find us? Or do we study war and its timelines, identify the most likely course of events, and take the fight to our enemies? You know the answer, Guardian.
New Monarchy believes a strong Earth is essential for a strong humanity. We will survive, together, and we will not surrender our home to anyone. We mobilized more rescue and relief efforts during the Red War than the other factions combined. With your support, we could do even more. What do you say?
Welcome. You think you found this place. It wants to be found. There are many like me, and so this place serves myriad purpose. One is judgment, in all its connotation, the weight of it as a weapon. Another is death, inevitable, relentless. A third is perfection, flawless destruction. 3 keys to unlock irrevocable change. Welcome, Guardian, to the place where everything dies and begins anew. You're not like the others. You don't hesitate as judgment falls upon you like the night. Good. Perhaps you understand. Not like the others, the ones who ask, beg for mercy. Mercy is broken and bleeding. Judgment stands in its place. Of all your whispered questions, I will say this. I am no Lord Shax. I am judgment. Those I serve have seen to it. You're not like the others. You ride with death, not away from it. Good. But what is death to the undying? Except perhaps a catalyst for change. Do you remember every death, Guardian? I know you've forgotten at least one. I try not to pity you. You wield cosmic power, and you carry the weight of the past around as a shell of armor. You don't understand. You have nothing. No one does. You're not like the others. You chase perfection. Not as children chase the sun, but as a hunter stalks prey. Good. You're not there yet, Guardian, but most extinguish the spark in their chests seeking what you already have. 2 keys. Continue to seek judgment. Perhaps the final one is within your reach. that it is. For your sake, and theirs. You've found it. The third key. It was in front of you all along, on the edge of a blade, at the tip of a bullet, burning in your light. You faced judgment relentless, and now you're here, at the end of all things. You are worthy. When the time comes, seek us out. Watch for us on the filaments of dark matter, in the hydrocarbon pits of distant moons. This? In the direction of the Corona Borealis supercluster. Pierce the lightless void beyond the northern skies and meditate in the hissing silence. Or do nothing. We are everywhere and nowhere at once. If you don't see us, you're not thinking small enough. Now go home. Safe Harbor is very far away.
Have you accepted the truth of Dead Orbit? Better late than never. You've come at a good time. Dead Orbit can be magnanimous in victory. See for yourself what we have to offer.
The dreams have changed, and now I know why. Truly, the Traveler has chosen you. Your light shines brighter than ever. As a Guardian, my calling has always been as historian, not warrior. And I will ensure your great deeds will never be forgotten. I don't need light to record your deeds. For a while more, at least. Make no mistake, my friend. We are living through history. And the burden of legacy falls on you. We are the scattered people of a fallen city. You are our last and only hope. Be brave, Guardian.
Guardian, welcome to the Iron Banner. The relics you'll win here have been preserved through the ages, from a time when the Iron Lords watched over humanity. This tournament honors the old ways. We celebrate the combat techniques and the battles that built the city. Your role is simple. Just be what you are, a shining example to Guardians everywhere.